Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. This is Wednesday, hump day, hump day. Look at us doing the doggone thing, I tell you. This is Candy Zena, and once again, I am here with you with another Walk by Faith, day 62. So all this week, we've been talking about fine dining. And those of you who don't know, I am an author and a life coach and a CEO founder of Changing Seasons Life Coaching, where I have dedicated my life passion to help single moms strengthen their faith, their family, and their finances so they can show up in the world for themselves and those they are responsible for. And I am coming to you this morning with another Walk by Faith. This week, we have been talking about fine dining. And I just want to correct something on yesterday. I had said that we were going to go over 5 questions. I looked at my notes and I reviewed the video and it was only 4 questions. I don't know where I was going with that, but we have 4 questions and I hope you wrote those 4 questions down and you answered them not for me, but also for yourself. Good morning, Miss Nicole. Yes, I don't have on your jewelry this morning, but I do wear your paparazzi jewelry in some of my videos. So I am excited to share with you what I've been learning along my weightless journey. And today I want to come to talk to you as we talk about nutrition and learning to eat the good things in life. What about fine dining, feasting on joy? For the joy of the Lord is our strength. And we're going to find out why today. That he's not just throwing out scriptures or something that's poetic that sounds good, but literally, laughter is medicinal. And let's learn why. So, as we talk about good nutrition, we have to consider what we're feeding our minds. You can't feast on negativity and live in a life of victory. I wrote that in one of these books, Hope for a Rainy Day, My Precious Wedding Gift. Somewhere along the line, I've written that. And I'm going to say it to you today. You can't grumble and gripe and complain and gossip and mumble, because where you complain, you remain, because you're not changing anything. You're just talking about it. And God says, my people say what they have, and I keep telling them they can have what they say. So why don't you say what you truly want and not keep talking about what you don't want? Stop talking about the broken pipes. Find a plumber and fix it. Stop talking about not having enough money. God give us creative knowledge to gain wealth. You tap into that knowledge, monetize it, package it, market it, sell it, eat from the harvest. We keep praying for a seed, and God gives us a seed. We pray for our need, and he answers with a seed. We eat the seed. Don't eat the seeds. That was one of the chapters in one of my books, Hope for a Rainy Day. Don't eat the seeds. You plant the seed and you eat from the harvest. All right, let me stick to my notes. So I just wanted to say that because I truly believe that when the Bible says that laughter does the body good like medicine, and he also says the joy of the heart, the joyous heart is life to the body. But envy rots the bones. A glad heart makes a cheerful face, but by sorrow of heart, the spirit is crushed. So I wanted to come and share with you that laughter releases the same cancer-fighting antioxidants and endorphins like broccoli. It is a cancer-fighting tool. They even have a such thing called laughter therapy. Did you all know that? Yes, they use that. Holistic doctors and medical doctors use what you call laughter therapy. Now, I just learned about laughter therapy when I was studying for these notes to share with you. But I remember in Sam's Club, we were all in a line waiting for the cashier checkout. I don't know what happened, but some conversation started between the customers and the cashier. And one man in the line started talking about how he was diagnosed with cancer. And he said that Satan wasn't about to come and steal his joy. He wasn't about to come and steal his life. He had just retired and was planning his second chapter, and it wasn't going to be robbed by death of cancer. And he laughed at Satan. He said, Satan, you got jokes because you don't know the God that I serve. And he said he just started laughing. And every day he watched movies, he laughed, he laughed, he laughed. He did comedy. He watched comedy. He watched comedic movies. He watched comedians on stage. He read books, funny books, and he just laughed. And don't you know his cancer cells burst? And don't you know his hematologist said his cancer cells not only burst, but there was no trace of cancer in the body. So I wanted to come and tell you, when God said that the joy of the Lord is your strength, he really means that thing. Cancer didn't have a chance against laughter. Can you imagine if you feast on joy instead of jealousy and envy and complaining and murmuring? Look at the children of Israel. They complained and they remained right there on a 2-week journey for 40 years. So that's how powerful complaining is. Also, the opposite of that, if you speak joy and life, you beget life, because life begets life. So choose life, okay? So I wanted to say that laughter not only releases the same antioxidants as broccoli, which is a cancer-fighting, it's cancer-fighting cells. It also relieves pain. They also use laughter and pain therapy. I told you all my first degree was a medical assistant degree, and I've worked for 16 different specialists. And one company I worked for was an infusion therapy company, which one of the specialists was a pain therapist, and he used laughter therapy to relieve pain. So I didn't know how popular this thing was until I was studying for these notes, that people actually, doctors and holistic doctors actually uses this to help their patient relieve pain and stress. So it relieves pains and stress because it sends off endorphins, which is the body's natural happy hormone, the happy hormone. And you know, the stress hormones releases cortisol, which makes the belly fat. Yesterday we talking about working out the core. So we fighting with some sit-ups and core and some planks, core exercise, and you may be stressful. You may need to address the stress to get in the dress, baby. Address the stress to get in the dress, baby. So so stress releases cortisol, which makes the belly big. It also releases adrenaline hormone, which is the fight or flight hormone, which is also associated with danger. When you are faced with danger, you either go run or you're going to fight it. And a lot of us, due to childhood wounds, due to trauma, due to PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder, due to just being black in America, you may be living off adrenaline, which is a fight or flight hormone, and which is the body naturally never goes back into its natural relaxed state. So you always sending out cortisone, you eat, you morbidly obese, you don't sleep, you have irritable bowel syndrome, and all of these other effects and diseases because you living off adrenaline. And what causes adrenaline for you to remain in a state of adrenaline is when you don't address the stress that's in your life, whether it came from childhood trauma, whether it came from childhood wounds. Thank you, Miss Star. Look at Star Water, superstar, moving star. Good morning. Whether it came from those factors, because I put in here, Miss Star, Dr. Paul Hegstrom. He talks about us living under the adrenaline hormone and not allowing those 3 hormones that turn you into a adult to come in. And the 6 factors, I don't know all 6 by memory, but it's sexual violation, rejection and abandonment by a primary parent, any sexual immorality like incest, child molestation or any of that, it comes in and it allows you not to get those 3 natural hormones that turns you into an adult. And so when you see like a 50-year-old responding to situations like a child, you say, oh, they're childish. They may just be frozen in the state that they were traumatized in. And that's why I share with you all that book, The Body Keeps Score. He talked about over 14 chapters of how trauma affects our body. And maybe you have pushed it back to the recesses of your mind, but your body has kept the score, and it makes you maneuver and respond in the world based on the trauma that you have experienced. So I wanted to share that with you all. Listen to that book. It's an audio book. I listen to it only when I'm walking. I'll listen to it when I have time. So it's taken me a time to get through the end of the book. But I want you to hear it because you may have some stress that you need to address in order to get in that dress, baby. Okay, so laughing releases endorphins, the happy hormone, the body's natural feel-good hormone. It increases the immune cells. It increases infection-fighting antibiotics. Who don't want to laugh, right? The joy of the Lord is our strength. It improves your resistance to disease. So when God said the joy of the Lord is your strength, he really meant that thing. He really meant that thing. He is coming in with his joy to fight off all those things that's trying to knock you down. But you have another weapon, and you didn't know. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through God for pulling down the strongholds and the vain imaginations that rises itself up against the living God in you. And you thought just speaking in tongues, pleading the blood, and fasting were weapons, but baby, laughter is one too. I wanted to come and share that with you all this morning. So let's go to our Q&A. Q&A. Pull out your questions and answers from yesterday. Okay, so just a recap. Yesterday, I asked you 4 questions. Do my habits enable me to reach my goals? So I wanted you to be real clear and transparent. Are you really trying to reach those goals? Do your habits reflect that? Are you saying, oh man, this is just my size. I'm not going to lose weight. I can't do this. I mean, maybe it's just my body telling me this is my natural weight. Is it? I mean, just look down throughout your life. Is it your natural weight, or was it a time frame that you watch yourself progress in weight? Okay, so if you were at a smaller size, maybe the weight that you're at now is not your natural weight. So like yesterday, it's not about focusing on being skinny, but it's about eating healthy, eating clean, like an 80-20, eating clean, exercising, and being consistent with that in order to create a healthy lifestyle. Okay, so that was number 1. Do my habits enable me to reach my goals? Being consistent, exercising, sleeping, and eating healthy should be the goal. Okay. Number 2, is my diet conducive to weight loss? You know, avoid sugar at all costs. Like that white sugar that you borrow a cup of sugar. You know, when my brother came here, he literally had to go to my neighbors and borrow a cup of sugar because I don't buy sugar. I've seen firsthand how the sugar, life is a choice between aging and growing. Okay, so somebody sending me a text message. Thank you, that's beautiful. So, is my diet conducive to weight loss? Avoid sugar at all costs. That white stuff that you buy and you pour cups of here, cups of there. Avoid that. It inflames you. I have a picture on the Sage page of when I was making my own homemade lemonade and how my stomach had gotten so big that I literally had to turn to the side to see the step as I went down the steps in my house. So avoid alcohol, at least until you reach your weight loss goal. Avoid alcohol because alcohol sugars, they do the same thing. They inflame the body. So try to avoid fast food as much as possible. I know fast food is convenient. I know it's probably cheaper because I know some of us are maybe empty nesters or just one or two of us at home. And it's probably quicker just to go through drive-through than to go to the grocery store. Bring it home, wash it, cook it, season it, all of that stuff. Just grab a combo. But even though it's expedient to you, is it beneficial? Ooh, I went Bible on you. Is it good for you? Because that hydrogenated oils that they use to cook that fast food and the chemicals that they use to preserve that food is getting people gallbladders removed. And people are taking out gallbladders like we take lint off of black pants. And you kind of need your gallbladder. You kind of need it. God put it there for a reason. I know Western medicine say medicate it or cut it out, but why not heal it? Why not prevent it from happening in the first place? Okay, so eat a low carb diet. We need good carbs, but when I say low carbs, try to limit the white stuff, the breads and the pastas and the potatoes and the rice. Try to eliminate that altogether, but have your good carbs, your whole grains like your quinoa and your barley, and try to have your good grains. Those of you who could get brown rice down, I kind of frowned, but those of you who could get brown rice down, use that sparingly. But have your good carbs. Vegetables are carbs too. I mean, they count as carbs, but they're good carbs. So no such thing as you not eating any carbs. You have to have carbs to build muscle. Runners like carb load before they go on a run on a marathon. So you need your good carbs, okay? So, but when I talk about eating healthy, nothing is absolute. I mean, you've probably seen me eating a patty pie teaching these videos. So I'm not trying to say I walk on water because I don't. But if you could do like an 80-20 clean, like 80 clean, 20 junk, because you want to hang out with your friends, you want to socialize with your family, you want to, just relax and not think about what you go eat, because it is tiring. I think it is. Until we can make this a mental, habitual habit of trying to focus on what we're going to eat, it is tiring, meal planning, meal prepping, and all of that stuff, but it's beneficial. I went back Bible. So 80-20. So do what you can, but do a lot of the good, a lot more of the good. So if you don't know how to eat, if you don't know what to eat, get help. Get help. Follow a meal plan. Meal planning with your goals, your action step, what you eat. So get with a nutritionist, get with a trainer so that they can help you reach the goal that you so desire. Okay, number 3, am I effective enough in my exercise to make a difference? Like we talked about before, you can't out-exercise a bad diet. So diet and exercise go together. But are you really moving? Or are you really talking about it? And that's when we go back to our journal to see what we're really doing. Because we could write down, we go walk 3 miles. But then when you go back and write down what you really did, and then you go back and read it and say, hey, I tell people I walk 3 miles, but do I really walk 3 miles consistently? So you have to be honest with yourself to get the results you desire. So exercise in conjunction with eating healthy. Walking helps. Aerobic exercise in itself helps you get leaner, slim, snatched. But you have to do resistance training to build muscle, and we need our muscles to just function in life, raise our arms up to put a plate up in a cabinet, bend down to tie our shoes, take in the groceries out of the car. We need our muscles. So everybody needs muscles. Everybody don't need to look like a bodybuilder, right? And 4, the last question, are my stress levels high or low? You answer that. Address the stress, then get in the dress. Get your adequate sleep. Life stresses us. Even exercise, you have stress from exercise. You have stress from life in itself. But whatever it is, face it to fix it. Don't hide from it. Face it to fix it. Relax. Learn to go to the spa or meditate. Pray. Ask for help. Seek help. There's a power in asking. So last but not least, today we are doing our lower body, because remember this week we was breaking it on down, head, shoulders, knees, and toes. Yesterday was our abs. Today is our legs, thighs, and gluteus maximus. We go get bootylicious. Ah! So I will be posting in some lower body exercises, and I hope this helped. And once again, I am Candy Zenon, author and life coach. Hopefully I'm helping you love through it, learn from it, and live after it. Hope you all have another great walk this morning. Continue to walk by faith. Thank you, Nicole, Kim, and Star, for joining me this morning. Enjoy your day.